Yo, what's up, people? Good afternoon. Hold on a second. I gotta text our guest here. I'll stall. Jump on when you're done. That was Richard. That was Richard right there. So while we're waiting for Richard to jump on, let me know. Can you guys hear everything all right? I got DJ. Check out some comments. Say hi to you guys. What's up? What's up, Rupture DJ? What's up, DJ Donovan? And Trucker DJ Big Don. All right, everybody. Okay. And DJ Jeet from Chicago. Good afternoon. Everything sounding and looking all right, guys? I know, like, everybody says that during a stream, but I have no idea. I have no idea how this looks or sounds. I do everything I can to make it sound all right. Say hi in the chat, because Mr. Richard is on a sales call right now and waiting for him to jump on. So let me say hello to greetings from Guatemala City. What's up? Man, that's just wild to me, guys. It's so wild that there are people around the world that look at this hairy face. I'm stoked about today. We planned this out a couple weeks ago, bringing DJ Rick on. We'll bring him on in just a second as soon as he jumps on. But I'll talk about a couple things while we're waiting for him, and then if you have some questions for me, throw them in the chat. Get some questions ready for Rick as well. And I've got the look good and sound good. Okay, beautiful. Let's go. It's a beautiful Wednesday, and I had my first ever gig with the LD44G2s last Saturday, and I have thoughts. Trying to decide. Let me say hi to this guy real quick here. What's up? First live I've been able to watch. All right, DJ Jason. What's up, bro? Thanks for being here. It's cool. You know, that's what I try to do. I try to do these things during the day when you guys are at work, or if they're okay for replays. How were they? I know, right? That's the question. How were they? I filmed some stuff, and I've got opinions on them, and then so I'm trying to decide if I want to do like a live stream or if I want to do a produced video. Obviously, produced videos get better clicks on YouTube, but I do want to kind of talk about them live for you guys as well. I'll give you a little teaser, okay? The day of the wedding, I was staring at him in my garage, and the the one reason why I was like, oh, maybe I'm just gonna take the 28s, right? Is just because they're just so goddamn heavy. That was it. I was sitting in my garage going, oh, maybe I should just take the 28s. You know, I gotta take the photo. I'd take everything to this wedding. But I was like, no. I'm taking these things. And because I had that new gravity stand, I feel like it'll be all right. I'm just gonna load them into the car, load them into the stand, and then get them. So I'm really considering getting those casters for them now, the side wheels that you have. So I'll probably get those. And I hired an assistant, so I'll have an assistant with me this year, which will help, I think, with them. But okay, so regardless of that, they sounded amazing. They were great, and I was in a huge ass room. If you haven't already, jump on Instagram and give me a little follow. Let me see if I can give you a little slide. There you go. Give me a little follow there on the Instagram. I'm going to try to do more Pittsburgh accents, stop Perry. So I'm from Pittsburgh, and there's definitely an accent, Dan. You don't say down, you say Dan, right? So if you guys are Pat McAfee fans, you know he's got the Pittsburgh accent. But yeah, give me a little follow on the Instagram. I usually do some behind the scenes shit there, and did lots of footage of the 44 G2s live at the wedding. And yeah, man, they just sounded great. I mean, they probably could have been louder, but they were fucking loud. They were loud, and the bass was coming through. I'm very happy. Dan, exactly. There's an H in there. It's DAHN is how you say it in Pittsburgh. Dan Tan. And at. How you like at? Let me say hi to Marcus from Austria. All of my friends from Austria. I just watched a Naked and Afraid show, and the girl on there was from Austria. She was on there, and like, we're going to go out into the woods. Yeah, we go to the woods and we hunt. and we're going to kill the bears, and and maybe we kill each other. I'm not sure. But I'm looking forward to seeing the penis of the man. Alright, that's my fucking Austrian accent. Started mashups and posting them everywhere, and I just gotta find some good speakers. 44s. Go Steelers! Let's go. Let's fucking go. Go Steelers, yeah. Yeah, they get the seal of whatever this is worth, they get the Aaron seal of approval. The 44 G2s are absolutely amazing. They sound so good. They sounded good with speeches. They sounded good for first dances. I was walking around the dance floor. I mean, I'm really happy with them. So those are definitely going to come out a lot this year. The other thing I want to chat with you guys too. Well, I will say this. This happened. I won't mention this maybe in the gig log, but I had a little situation go down. And if you're just joining here, we're waiting for Rick to jump on. He's doing a sales call. As soon as he jumps on, as soon as he's here, I'll bring him on. But he said he's got he's trying to make some money. He's trying to make some money right now. So we'll just make sure to give him some shit when he's the first guest I've had that's been fucking late. So we'll give him some shit for that. But well, during the ceremony, I was setting up the Everse 8, and the cable that I have that goes from the Everse 8 to my Sennheiser, there were times where it would have to be like plugged in a certain way, or it wouldn't work. Like if I plugged one end of into the Everse 8 and the other end of the Sennheiser, it wouldn't work. But if I reversed it, it worked, and that was the case that happened on Saturday. And I'm telling you, something in me was like, you know what? This is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. So I went to the cable and I gave it a little flick. I gave it a little flick, and the microphone went out. It went out. And I was like, okay, you see? So what happens during the ceremony, I go up there and I try to adjust the volume and accidentally bumped it, and bam, the mic goes out. So I unplugged that shit. I threw that cable in the garbage, and I had a backup, and I plugged that in, and I was just flicking it. Just flick, and it did nothing, so it was fine. So I ended up going ahead and running with that. But just some advice. I've definitely been in situations where there's been some warnings, like, hey, I don't know if this is going to work. And in the moment, I'm like, I think it'll be all right. It'll be all right. And then it fucks up during the ceremony, and I just kick myself, right? Or during something else. I had something happen where I wanted to pull the gains up a little bit on my touch mix, and because it's underneath my furniture and underneath my controller, I was like sticking my hand through it, like this, and I was trying to like, I don't know what kind of video this is turning into, but I was trying to like adjust it, and while I was adjusting it, bam, my palm or something hit the mute button during the first dance. I was like, you dumbass, why'd you do this right now? So, just some advice. Listen to your equipment. Listen to your gear. It will speak to you. It will give you some warnings. It will tell you, hey, I'm not working today. You're taking a gamble with me today. And so, I'm really glad that I kind of pulled that cable out, tossed it in the garbage. Same thing happened with me last year with my XLRs. I had these little mini XLRs that were like right angles. They looked great, right? Because they were clean. But during one of my ceremonies, one of them went out and it started like echoing. Just like the girl who was doing the ceremony bumped the microphone off the podium, and it just went whoa out of nowhere, right? And you're panicking. What the hell is that? Why is it doing that? And I realized, all right, just went through, my checklist, what's going on, turned off the speaker, unplugged. I had backup XLRs in there, grabbed those, plugged them in. After that, threw all those away. Threw them all away. Threw them away and went on NLFX and bought the most expensive XLRs they have. Because I don't want to deal with that bullshit anymore. So, just a little tip there for you guys, like if that's ever the case, just trust your instincts in that situation and do everything you can. Do everything you can to take care of that. So, what's going on here? I'm running a couple of 2.0 cans with the tubes, battery powered. Yeah, I've got the both tubes on behind me. This video is sponsored by Both Lighting, and it might not be this motherfucker doesn't jump on real soon. So he's not here yet, but that's all right. We're here. We're here. We're having a good time. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that, Ed. I really appreciate that, bro. Oh my God, let the comments come in. Yeah, you're always entertaining. Thank you. Oh man, if you guys start seeing my head inflate live, live on TV, I appreciate that. That's why I like doing these live ones, because I like hanging out with you guys. I love hanging out and just kind of chilling. Don't trust the Peronis. I don't know what that brand is. But yeah, listen, Jay, if he doesn't show up, I'm bringing you back on for part 2. Let's bring Book on for part 2. I come into Pittsburgh for DJ for Life convention. No, I'm not. I want to get out to the Berg soon. One, because I need some pierogies, man. I need to get some pierogies in my belly. They sell them here, but they're not the same. Like, I just saw the Pirates release some picture of their hot dog with pot roast on it and a pierogi and grilled onions. I was like, God damn, I got to get out there and get me a pierogi. But no, I want to get out there, especially if the Pens end up making it to the playoffs. If we can make it, they're doing this last minute push out here. So, love you too, Nathan. Thanks for being here, guys. Oh, shit. It's fucking here. Yeah, I see you, motherfucker. Are you guys ready to bring this asshole on who just like, I will say this. When he asked me to do his show, I was on time. Yeah, he's laughing. I know. I'm not bringing you on yet. When I did his show, I was on time. On time, looking good, sounding good, prepared with material. I was entertaining, one of the best views he's got on that goddamn podcast. And this fucker shows up late. Fine. I don't even know if you're going to get the Bruce Buffer intro. Fuck it. Here you go.
It's time!
Oh, my Lord.
Look who it is. Look who it is, people.
Yeah, I'm dead to you, right?
You know how petty my ass is. You know that.
I know.
Within a second, then I'll unfollow your ass. I'll flame you all over my channel.
Oh my God.
I will end you,
this was
DJ Rick Webb.
I had full confidence that I was going to 100% get through this planning meeting with this bride like stupid quick. I do an hour block. I started it with noon at her like an hour ago, and she had everything filled out. My Vibo fully filled out, all the details. Just happened to be a person that likes to talk and ask questions about everything. And now
talker, huh?
I look down at like 12:50. I'm like, and we're just now like getting to the father-daughter. I'm like, we need to fucking go.
Did you at all mention that, or like, hey, listen, I got to stream with a really popular YouTuber that we need to wrap this shit up. You didn't, did you?
I said I had a meeting.
Oh, so this wasn't even a sales call. So now I don't feel as, I thought you were trying to make some money, but this was just
I don't do the sales calls. No, this is my bride that's in 2 weeks or 17 days or whatever. So.
You don't do the sales calls?
No.
You have other people do it.
Yeah. Hannah does all of them for all of us.
But you don't get in there and try to, wine them and dine them and showcase the rickiness.
It's actually better because I'm like the elusive guy with all the following and all the videos and everything. Oh, so they come in wanting me and they're like, I can't even meet him. Like, they're like, I want him so bad.
I can't even see him. Do you do just maybe a walk by? Just like, was that him? Was that the guy? Was that the guy right there?
You got me thinking of like little video green screen things that like have the DJ kind of just walking in the background behind them.
Yeah. I think that was Rick. Oh my god, that was him.
The client can meet with us. It's set up in a way that like Hannah does the initial like the slide presentation sort of thing that's laid out for the clients that goes through the pricing, all the enhancements, and then it's like if you want to meet with one of the DJs, you're just meeting them to like get to know their vibe. They're not gonna sell you or tell you the pricing or any of those details.
That's mostly just a meet, make sure he's not a total muppet and just kind of
exactly
make sure they
make
exist.
Sure you vibe.
Yeah. When you first started though, that's not how it was. It was just you, right?
No. We just started. So January of last year is when I gave up all consultations.
Oh, so this is
So
recent. You recently
it's
did
been
this.
so it's a year and 4 months now that I haven't done a single consultation.
Was that a little, were you like secretly sort of like listening in the background, or I know like when you start a company,
Mhm.
it's got to feel a little rough to let some of that control go.
Yeah, and I mean, we definitely suffered a little bit on the consultations because Hannah wasn't fully up to the sales experience level of like being confident in what you're selling and stuff like that. So, I mean, I did see a little dip in sales for a little while, but I put her through sales training about the same time, so she learned a lot. And I mean, now she's crushing sales records. Like she's broke the sales record, I think, like 7 times now.
So
Um,
what was it like? What needed to change? Just her confidence? Like what did you pass on to her? Because it's true.
it's a
Like
lot
that
of
is such a key part of
confidence.
the. That's such
It's
a key thing.
jumping on being confident and then finding your script, like
Hmm.
having those little stories and those things to connect with the client. So getting her more experience out at events with the DJs, and then also just getting her repertoire up. The
Yeah.
more sales, the more calls you do, the better you're going to be. It's like cold calling. You
Yeah.
don't get good at cold calling without doing cold calling.
And then once you get that first sale, I mean, that's just like, oh,
Yeah.
I did it. I finally did
Mhm.
it.
So she transitioned with me. So she like was on a lot of consultations with me for a few months, and then I basically gave her full reins, but we recorded all of them in Zoom, and then we would watch. I would watch them back with her or separately, and like give her like laundry list of notes
Yeah.
as to, hey, don't do that. Hey, do this. Hey, don't do that. Do this. Say this. Don't say that. Say this.
Yeah. Stop picking your nose. It's kind of a turnoff to the people on the on the other end. So when are you guys getting married? One of the things I like to do, as soon as I jump on, I kind of like observe the room they're in,
Mhm.
and if I can, I'll like roast them a little bit on like their decor. Like for example, on Monday, my couple had this big ass picture of a cow, like and I was like, "What's up, guys? How we doing tonight?" Like, good. I'm like, "Wow, I'm staring down the barrel right up the nose of a cow. Are you trying to intimidate me with this bull right now, or what's going?" And they just start laughing, and then it comes
Lost.
out. Yeah, he's like, "Well, this is one of the only pieces of art I was allowed to hang up in the house." And I was like, "Well, I just gotta tell you, I completely agree with her." Because I wouldn't let you hang anything else up either. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like fun to sort of pick on them a little bit. You sort of, um, and then it
That's
comes
you though.
back, huh?
That's you. That's just you and your personality.
I guess it's true. You have to have the confidence or whatever to be able to joke around, because you
Yeah.
could sound like an asshole that way as well,
hmm
probably.
hmm For sure.
Yeah.
No,
All right,
1000%.
so we booked this thing. I was gonna ask you this because this is something I'm dealing with now. Like
hmm
with multiple inquiries, and you're getting tons of leads in,
hmm
and when you get like two couples that are into the same date, what do you tell them when that's the case? Like do you let them know like, hey, just so you guys know, I got like three other people interested in this date, or what's your policy with that? Is it like first come first serve? Whoever hands me cash, you get the date. Like, what
That's
do you do in that situation?
so there's a 10-day grace period on all proposals. So basically, and this is lesson one in our sales consultation, but end of the sales consultation, hey, would you like to see a proposal for DJ Rick? Would you like to see a proposal for Aaron? And basically they're like, yeah, no, just so you, and it's just like, just so you know, if you get them in a proposal today, I'm going to reserve them for 10 days. And basically, you have full rights to them for 10 days because we got other people that are interested as well. We say that regardless if there is or is not other people interested. It's just a little peer pressure.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but that's kind of how it works because we'll get on consultations where I already have a proposal pending and they want me. And it's like, so they have first rights to it. I will let you know at day 10 if they decide to move forward or not.
Okay.
And then it's all automated on the back end. So like during that 10-month period or 10-day period, like on day 5, it's like touching in. Day 8, it's like, hey, there's 2 days left. And like day 10's like, hey, today's the last day for you to reserve Rick, or can I release him for other people that are available?
Mm. Do
And
the
then
people hang around, like the ones that are waiting? Do they you're like, okay, well, we'll stick around for, because 10 days seems like, why'd you come up with 10 days?
Just it's a nice
Sounded
number.
good. A nice
7 sounds weird. And I kind of like 10 because, like, say you have a meeting on, it normally gives them 2 weekends is the way I look at it. 10 days normally gives them 2 weekends to look at it. So they might be busy one weekend and open the other one.
Okay.
It was just how it worked out. But most people that get the proposals are going to sign and book that down deposit within the next 1 to 2 days.
Yeah, especially after they've done a consult, right?
If the people make it all the way to day 10, normally they're moving on with somebody else, some other company, something at that point. Or it's some weird thing where they're trying to get the parents' credit card or the parents' thing to put the down deposit together.
Yeah.
And then we're like, just sign the contract. As long as you sign the contract, we're good. We can get the funds figured out in the next couple days, but just sign the contract, please.
Yeah, I kind of like, I do things a little differently. I like to let them fight it out. I want to battle. I want them to know, like, all right, hey guys, I got a date. It's open, but there's this other couple that's also interested, and whoever hands me some cash, you kind of put a little fire under their feet a little bit too. It's like, oh, I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss this guy. But then, like this happened last week where I had this happen and 3 people asking for the same date. And then one came back and said, yeah, we book you. I'm like, great. And then they dragged their feet for like 5 days to get the deposit in. And then I was like, shit. Cause I told the other people, hey, it's over. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for that cash, come on. And I was about to turn on and be like, no, you guys don't get it anymore. You can't have it. And, but then they turned around and gave the deposit. So like once they agree with you, is it deposit makes it for sure with them, or what makes it like a done deal with them? With you?
Contract signed, down deposit.
Okay.
Yeah. We just do a $500 down deposit. That's it.
Mark was wondering here if you letting people shop around. Do you think does that end up happening? You think at all?
I'm confident in what we provide. I mean, if they want to, I'm not in the game of price comparisons. I don't give a shit what everybody else charges. I know I charge top dollar in our industry.
Yeah.
And they can 100% find cheaper. I'm just really confident in the DJs we got in our product. So if any couple, if Hannah even knows at this point, if any couple starts talking shopping, pricing, something like that, they're probably not our client anyways.
Yeah.
We're just going to move on.
Yeah. Cause if they're reaching out to you, obviously that there's a thing where they know, hey, this is important to us. The dance is important. That's kind of what I noticed too. Like once you kind of continue to up your prices, the people that are reaching out to you, the DJ isn't something that's just the background or we just need this thing. It's like the silverware. You know what I mean? Are you feeling that too? Like the people that reach out to you is like, no. They're serious about their party. They want somebody who's actually going to DJ. And so our price reflects that. And that's why we're good where we are.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, you summed it up better than I really could, to be honest.
Of course I did. I'm a good host, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
See if you can top that. Go ahead. By the way, your image looks a little blurry. I don't know what's going on. What, are you paying your internet bill or what? Do you notice that?
This is 1 gig fiber optic internet, my man. So
No,
it ain't cheap.
It looks cheap. I'm just saying.
I think it's streaming or something.
Is it me? I don't know. Look how crisp I look, though. I look crispy. I look like I just came out of the air fryer, bro.
You look a little blurry on my screen, just so you know.
Oh, is it? All right, let's do a little poll here. Who's the blurriest? Who's?
I can make myself the blurriest instantly.
No, don't. Oh, he's blurring out. No, don't blur. Looks. Oh, yeah. See, looks match. Oh, let's flame him right now. Let him have it. Let's go 1 gigabyte.
What are you using for a camera here?
I'm using a Canon G7X.
Well, that's exactly why I have a Logitech
webcam.
If you wanted a quality battle, I would have walked upstairs to the studio and joined in.
Of course I did. Of course. Have you seen this show? Do you know what's going on here? This is top, Rick. All right, we're not fucking around here. All right.
Here's the problem, though. I was already 10 minutes late. Did you want me to be 20 minutes late to go make sure it was all set up in the studio and I look crispy as could be?
I don't know. You're right, because I was running out of things to say, too, so I'm glad you showed up when you did. I was basically kind of like, I have stalled as long as I could. Ricky is... Speaking of this, what is your fucking name here? We got DJ Rick Webb. We got Ricky Weber. I see in your videos, your friends call you Ricky. Your Facebook says Richard. What's your fucking name, bro? And what's going on with that? Who are you texting right now?
Dude, there's shit going down, man. We got
what's going on? Well, let's solve this right now.
It's not well. I already know how to solve it. Another TV on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Hang on one second. I'm gonna bring J Book back on, and I'll tell you what, because my man was focused. Look at this guy. I can't even.
Dude, so we got we're moving in light speed into corporate AV audio shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
We literally bought two 12-foot by 7-foot screens, matching 6,500 lumen projectors. We bought two 85-inch TVs, bought all the fixings. Literally dropped like 30 grand in a week to get into this shit. And we got a huge event for our downtown associate tomorrow, and they're setting it up right now. I couldn't be there to set up because I had to prioritize the Aaron Strong stream here. Is there a name for this? The DJ shit show?
Yeah, it's the DJ shit show. That's funny.
Oh, that's
prioritizing it. What are you talking about? Prioritizing it.
Somewhat prioritized.
Is this prioritized?
The damn client never asked for a confidence monitor up front so that they can see what is actually on the screen.
Yeah.
So and Marcellus is calling me like freaking out because he's like, "How the hell do we do this? I don't know how we do this." And I'm like, "We can figure it out."
Oh, is this like happening right now? Is this situation like right now? I just lost a viewer.
No, they're setting up tomorrow. They're setting up for tomorrow's event. It's tomorrow morning, so we gotta bring another monitor and set it up tomorrow. It's
all right. Well, look at this as just an opportunity to just sort of relax your mind a little bit, have a good time, maybe grow your channel a little bit because you need some help. You know, I'm trying to help you, Rick. You realize that I'm helping you, motherfucker. I'm doing you a favor with doing this shit.
Yeah, totally.
This guy always begging me, when am I going to come on your show? When am I going to get to come on your show? And you get on my show, and he's over here like this.
Let's see. I mean,
man.
I want to go look back through the Aaron chat, and
I do consultations.
Wait. I feel like when this dude asked me, the first reply I said, "About time you asked me."
Yeah, that was what you said to me. I can't even get him to pay attention. Let's go back. All right, I lost one, but Stevie jumped on. Let's go back and tell us.
Are you actually paying attention to how many people are on right now?
No, but I could see. I mean, it's there, and especially if you're telling a story and viewers go down, that's my job as the host to realize I'm losing them and then change it up. All right, and then change it up. Look who's here. Crate Hackers is here. Let's say hi to these guys.
We either got Dom or somebody else, or God, who's the other guy?
It's probably Dom. I think. Show us. Who are you? Show yourself. I just talked to him the other day on the phone. Yeah. So it's cool to see those guys. On here. But
what stories do you want me to tell?
It is Dom. What's up, Dom? No. What your name? What is going on? The elusive Richard Webber. What the hell is going on with? Yeah. What is that? Who are you? Who are you?
Do you want to know about my name or my story here?
Well, not your story. I don't give a shit about that. But I just want to know, why you got two different names. Like, what? Like, was that your DJ name and then it just stuck? Cause,
no, not really. I mean,
Webbard, exactly. Like, we want to know who are you? You sound like you're somebody from like you're hiding from the government.
Name.
Huh?
My name is Richard Webber with one B, not two. It's spelled like the Weber Grill. So, and I went by Ricky in high school and transitioned to Rick kind of naturally after that. And it just worked to shorten my last name because DJ Rick Webber sounded too long. So DJ Rick Webb.
Nice. Okay. So that was your choice. You kind of went through and were like, this is my DJ name.
I was given the DJ name Ricky Spitz in high school.
Spids?
With a Z. So Spitz.
Spitz. Oh, okay. Well, tell us about how'd you get that name? Was that like one of your friends that?
I get excited when I talk and I spit a little.
Oh, so it's literally Spitz. this asshole's spraying everybody.
It was one of those lunch. It was one of those at the lunch table in high school. You know, bullying moments from another kid. This dude, basically, something along the lines of, Ricky, he's going to be a professional DJ and he spits everywhere. He'd be like DJ Ricky Spitz.
Did you have like a big ass gap in your teeth or something, or what happened?
No,
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 it's just wet.
no, just wet.
You just can't control that. Are you
just get
better now, or
excited.
are you still?
Oh yeah, no, I don't spit.
You're not as bad as you were.
No,
You went through some training.
I had like a little bit of. I didn't have diagnosed ADHD, but I guarantee I have a little bit of ADHD.
That contributed to the spitting? Is that part of the?
Well,
is that one of the side effects?
Like you get excited when you talk and you just start talking way too fast and.
Oh yeah, and it just all comes out.
Moist.
Were you noticing? Yeah. Were you noticing when people are talking to you, they're kind of doing one of these, like, right, yeah, bro, yeah. Well,
what? Well, what?
I'll figure out a way to keep you engaged in this conversation. I'm doing my best here, my guy. I'm doing my best to keep.
I'm focused, man. I'm focused.
I can't entertain Rick at all. I can't keep him interested in what we're saying here. All right, how about this? All right, let's talk about this. Yeah, take a drink so he's nice and fresh and moist in his mouth. Now we're gonna start seeing. At least his image is blurry, so we can't see how much he's spraying.
That blurry, man.
There's a lot of people that use these mics. I just saw it on like one of the wedding groups or DJI groups or whatever, where they're using like these 2.4 gigahertz, like these kind of things here.
Scary.
The vlogger mics. I haven't heard your take on this, but I want to get your take. What do you think about these? Is it a good idea? It seems like it's a trend.
Are we talking about using like the DJI mics for ceremonies?
Yes.
Absolutely fucking not. Never would in a million years trust those to use a ceremony.
Okay, why? And I'm going to listen. I'm going to teach you how to listen.
All right, well, let's go with the fact that it's really just a Bluetooth fucking mic. This is all it really is. 2.4 gigahertz Bluetooth. It's all damn junk in my opinion when it comes to signal, but you're not going to get the range you get with a true gigahertz microphone that's operating in that 400 to 600 megahertz band. Also, and I would love to find the graphic to show you. So if you look at like a frequency band chart of like all the frequencies that exist in the realm of like communication, there's like designated blocks that are assigned to different things. Like, TV has an assigned band, radio has an assigned band, AM, FM, all those have their own assigned bands. Then there's like the DJ band of like open communication, open mics. Anybody can use these band ranges, which is like that 400 to 500 and something. It used to be up to 600, but T-Mobile bought that band. They sold it.
Right.
Then you got Wi-Fi. So if you imagine the graphic looks like this, is like, this is 400 to 500 megahertz for us to work with. Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz. And it's like that. It's like this tiny slither. And in that slither, everything from Wi-Fi to Bluetooth on your cell phone, your devices, your routers, everything is operating in that tiny ass competitive band.
Mm-hmm.
So your odds of signal interference are like astronomically high, which is what leads to the range not being long.
Okay.
So, and I've tried it. The trend was a thing. So I was like, yeah, let's test this out real quick. So I put one up there. I had the Rode Goes. I didn't have the DJI. DJIs have a little better, but
I have those ones too. Yeah.
Unless you're set up like right beside the goddamn ceremony, or maybe out where you are, you're not in much of a city environment, sometimes out in the countryside.
Mm-hmm.
But in a city, it's impossible. It's not going to work at all. You're going to get maybe 10 feet away from that and you're going to start to lose dropout.
Well, and the receiver is so little. There's no antennas.
There's no
like
antenna.
That freaks me out, bro. Like no antennas on it. Like I don't understand.
See, the thing for me is you're not scanning at all, right? Wi-Fi is just, it kind of like works. It doesn't scan. When I have my microphones, I can scan and see exactly what frequencies are being taken up, which ones are available to use, and then I can find a block and use an actual available frequency that's going to work. And I don't know about your mics, but my mics have a backup on them. I have a button I can click to go to backup frequency. So if I start to have issues, I can literally go click, and then now I'm on the other frequency.
How does that sync up with the mic then? It'll automatically sync up if you hit the backup? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because the frequency...
You have to hit it on the mic.
Okay,
so
you hit it on the mic.
Ceremonies, you're kind of out of luck because it's up there with them.
Yeah.
In that case, like ceremonies, that's why I always use two lapels. So I put one lapel on the officiant, one lapel on the groom, and I set it up in a way that my speakers are not anywhere facing the goddamn thing. I'm either doing a side attack or whatever, so
Yeah,
that there's
because
no chance of
lapels
feedback.
feedback like crazy. Yeah.
But with two lapels, I can gain one or the other and pick up everybody's vowels. I could just use the officiants. A lot of people just use the officiants and they gain it up to pick up the groom and the bride. If they're too far apart, it doesn't work. But
Yeah, it
I
sounds really
consider that my
echoey,
backup.
right?
Yeah,
Because
I
it doesn't
consider that
sound
my
right.
backup, and I've had to use it before, where like for some reason the groom's mic just starts cutting out, and all I got's the officiant, so I just gained the fuck out of the officiant's mic to try and get a slither of something,
Yeah.
and it works. So
I don't know,
that's about
dude.
it.
Like that
I would never
just
trust it though. Is my
no.
opinion. I would never trust it. I would never use it.
We all know
I use it for
everyone,
video stuff. I
everyone
bought
knows how
it
I feel about this. Yeah, but even in the video, like I've used those before, and after the footage is over, I listen to them like that sounds like shit. You know what I mean? I'm not even super happy with how that sounds. I just use like a little when I'm shooting videos. I just use this little boom mic here that I attach to my
I don't
camera.
use that.
Huh?
I'm raw dogging, just straight up.
Oh, get this. Okay, so you need to get one of these little guys, and it'll plug right in, and it'll isolate your sound. The only thing is like when you flip the camera around, you gotta turn the microphone around too. But it'll give you a really nice warmer sound. Than connecting one of those like big ass. I don't even like the way they look. You know, they're like the square.
I don't have mine with me, but the Shure's got a new one that's really small, and I'm
I
really
saw that.
interested in getting them. But like, half my videos I use a mic, half I don't, and I don't see a drastic difference.
Yeah.
Does the mic sound better? Yes, but ultimately, and you probably know this too, on YouTube, it's all about story. It's not about the quality of the mic, the quality of the video. Yes, those help.
Yeah.
But ultimately, as long as someone can clearly hear you, because 9 times out of 10, people are just listening on their phone watching the video, so their speakers suck to start with. So,
but if it's really echoey, if like I'm listening to
Exactly.
a YouTuber and they're like, it sounds like this the whole time, and it's just like, oh fuck, I'll click out of that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, the boom mic for sure helps. For ceremonies though, guys, I'm with you 100%. It just
I saw Justin's video on that. They mentioned Justin the DJ because his video went viral on that, and I literally watched that video. I was like, no, I would never in my life trust that. If you talk to anybody in Jersey, New York, half them don't even rely on wireless microphones at all. They run a wired fucking mic all the way up there and plug in a wired mic on a stand.
jeez, because it's that bad. It's that congested with just.
They're just either they don't want to learn how to scan or they don't want
Yeah.
to deal with it. They just want to guarantee it works.
And that does guarantee it. It's nice to have the wire. I was wired when I first started too. I would do a wired mic plugged into a Bose S1 Pro, bam. But I would always notice like I'd have to turn it all the way up, and if you get it a quiet efficient, it's like better to have the guy just put the mic down. It hardly did anything. So the wireless mic definitely gives you more. But yeah, having the antennas and being able to scan, I just hearing a microphone cut out during a ceremony is the rest of your day is fucked.
I was cracking up. I attended Spinelli's wedding, and I asked the guys afterwards, and they're like, "Yeah, most of the officiants know to do this. They'll hold the mic, and the officiant literally would when he said the vows, would literally hold the mic in front of the groom's face, and then hold it in front of the bride's. Was just going back and forth. And I was like, I don't know a single officiant that would even come close to knowing to do that.
Oh, you know what? We'll do that here. Yeah, if I'm not using a lapel, I'll give the officiant a little podium, a little portable podium that I bought, and so they put their notes on it, and then they hold the mic, and then they'll go over to But again, officiants are they're their own people, right? You get ones that are pros, and you got ones that are like, "Hi, everybody, welcome to the." You're like, "You got to be kidding me, guy!"
And then you got people that think they're pros.
Yeah,
I love this. We did a wedding. I wasn't the one doing it. I just heard the after stories, and we had to, avoid a negative review or a refund because it was the officiant's fault. She brought her own lapel and insisted in using her own lapel wired into our board. So the DJ did it. Afterwards, I told him, "You don't ever fucking do that. We don't know their gear." And her mic was cutting in and out the whole time. and like to the point where people were like looking back.
They're looking at you,
him, and
they look at you.
I was like, yeah.
And I get it. Like, I get an officiant being frustrated because she's probably had DJs that have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But then she goes to fucking Radio Shack and buys like a $200.
That's what it was. It was one of those, like, it was the cheapest Shure you could buy that just had like the 1 through 9 options on the thing that you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 9.
Yeah, it's just easy. And there's nothing worse than I've had that happen too, where the house system was being used and the officiant was just whispering, and everybody, photographer, everyone's looking, and they're doing this to me, and I'm like, it's not mine. But the thing is, everybody assumes that. Right? They assume that it's you because you're the audiovisual guy, and you just have to eat that shit for the rest of the night.
I refuse so much to use house systems regardless, and I say that, but this weekend I'm actually using the house system for the wedding, but it's because it's not at a wedding venue altogether. It's literally a bar that has a built-in stage that's meant for live bands to perform with 4 dual 18s and line arrays, and they got a minus 32 board, and they're like, yeah, you can just plug in, we'll do audio check. I'm like, okay, cool, we're good. Yeah, I'm not bringing speakers.
Have you ever been there before? You ever done it?
No, but I've been to the bar. It's a really popular bar in downtown Durham. It's really cool. They're getting married at the Baseball Diamond. It's casual.
Oh, wow.
No one's dressing up at all. They're gonna actually play some pickup games during cocktail, and then we're gonna go over to the bar, have some tacos, and just party it out the rest of the night.
Yeah, dude, that sounds fun. I like a wedding like that where it's just. I had one last year that was at they were golfers and they love to golf. So the ceremony was on like the 9-hole or whatever. And for their unity moment, they both got a ball and a club, and they were gonna chip the ball into the water, into the pond, right? And I loved it, right? It was just this personal thing, and it was like the whole night just kind of felt like that. And I love stuff like that. So you just obviously had your wedding, and being on the other side of it, having to do it. Were there moments where you're like, I mean, I could see you thinking like, every fucking thing I have we're used, like we are gonna go all out. It's gonna be a circus. Did you have to pull back at all, or did you what were things you're like, oh, we won't do that?
I pulled back on a lot of things because Marcellus, a lot of my right hands are like, oh, we should bring 8 movers and 20 movers and all this. I'm like, who the fuck's going to set and tear this up? Like, who's going to set this up? Who's going to tear this down? Because half of y'all are either in my wedding or coming to the wedding to get drunk. So
right,
who's going to set this up? So we definitely went above and beyond. I mean, if we were to invoice a client for what we did for that, it was probably about 10 grand worth of stuff we did.
Oh my God.
But it wasn't too overcomplicated. Like, instead of using 16 uplights, we used 100. and we had uplights in the cocktail space, upstairs, like everywhere that a normal event I would never put uplighting, but we literally just blanketed.
Seriously, 100? You had 100 set up?
Yeah. Yeah, we brought every uplight we own because they're easy to set up and easy to tear down. So
that's true. It's like an instant change too. It makes that venue was really cool, dude. That was a really cool looking. And also, how'd you pick that one?
There's a whole process for that, but part of it actually is of what we could not do was actually restriction related too. This venue has a lot of restrictions that we had to work with. So when me and Christine were talking with her parents and everything, it was like, all right, I was like, we all need to agree what is the priority for the event, and we all agreed it was guest experience, food, entertainment. Those were our 3 top priorities. Didn't give a crap about the core, floral, any of that, but it ended up turning out amazing anyways. So we got that list. Now, their requirements was we have a lot of out-of-towners, so we needed to be close to hotel. Okay, that's our figuring out our venue. It's got to be close to a hotel. I wanted to have an after party. Got to be close to downtown so we can go to an after party, which we lined up and everything. All right, now food. We have the caterer we want to use that does excellent food. It's actually been in there. She does all their events and everything. That limited us instantly down to like 2 venues. That's it. Because so many venues have in-house catering or the required caterer that they have to have.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And
so this
the
is
size
like
of
one
the
of the only spots that will let you pick the food you want. And is that based on like just bad experiences that they've had with other groups and they just sort of trust them?
I would say the opposite. Most of the ones that have built-in catering suck. Like the caterer they have as their primary caterer. So there's about 10 epic solid venues that I would want to have my wedding at around here. When we add in the hotel, we're down to like 5. And then
Because you want
it
it
has to
walking
fit-
distance or like a shuttle, like just a
yeah,
hotel
yeah,
close, right?
we would figure that out, but the food alone brought it down ridiculously. We have out of those 10 top venues, there's 2 of them that the caterer does the bookings for the venue. So you can only use their catering, and their catering is bar none mediocre at best. I've
Okay.
literally been at an event with their catering, cut into the chicken, and it was pink.
Oh.
So it's like they're like a mass volume caterer, so some things slip through the cracks and stuff. And
Yeah.
also, we wanted to work with a caterer that, we wanted them to be the expert chef. Like, where you're going to a restaurant and you pick the chef special tonight. And a lot of the caterers we talked to were like, yeah, we can do anything. And what do you want? We can do salsa. We can do Italian. I'm like, you're not my caterer. I want to know what you do the best at.
Mm-hmm.
I want your chef special. So that's why we ended up with our caterer, because she's just amazing and does it all.
And it was
She's
good.
also
It was good the night of.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We just had that caterer came to, we did our grand opening office party Friday, and I had her come cater that too.
Nice.
So
good experience with
but
that.
yeah, it was the caterer was the biggest thing that limited it down to only a couple venues. And we came into that venue and it's perfectly downtown, walking distance, hotel, and just the aesthetics of the place are amazing, because we also didn't want to have to decorate. And that place, we didn't even have to decorate. It would still be a beautiful venue.
Yeah, it had a really cool vibe inside of it. How'd you grab Nick? When did that start? When did that start happening?
I think it was literally like as soon as we got the venue and had the date secured, I literally just shot him a text and was like, hey, what's the possibility of you coming to DJ my wedding? Hey, would you be down for that? Because he was either coming as a guest or the DJ.
Okay.
And when I was looking at DJs, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of process to picking the DJ. So I have 5 DJs that work for me. So I didn't want to show favoritism. And also my best DJs were in the wedding to start with. So I wanted everybody to come have fun.
Just have fun. Yeah, not work.
I was like, I'm just going to bring in someone else. So that way I'm bringing in a DJ, no offense to all of us, but like above all of our skill sets to really have a good, fun night. And it was either going to be Nick, Jason, Jani, Demand. One of those guys I was going to bring one of those guys from SE.
Yeah.
But Nick was my first pick because Nick's style of DJing, like fast-paced remixes, mashups, is the style I like to DJ. So I wanted someone that was also kind of what I like to DJ and what I like to hear when I'm DJing too.
Plus, you knew there were gonna be a lot of DJs there too, right? Was that part of it too? And like you didn't.
Not really.
No.
That was like I didn't even realize how many DJs were there until we took the photo with all the DJs that were there. I was like, holy shit! I didn't realize that there was that many of us here. But yeah, that kind of worked into it. And I just, Nick's like, hell yeah, I would be honored, or let's work it out. And he gave me a little bit of a homie discount on that, but yeah, just had to basically work out flying him, hotel, and pay for his base rate. And then we handled all the gear and everything, so he didn't have to like rent anything or whatnot.
Yeah, what happened with the 12s or something? What was he using that they goofed up? What happened? Because you mentioned it, but we didn't really get into too much of it. What happened there?
And Nick didn't even mention it in his vlog at all. So that was my DJ booth, and I know I had an S9 and Rain 12s, the original MK1s. And January, I bought all brand new gear for the whole thing. My first wedding is this weekend. I haven't DJ'd on it since. So we literally put the 12s in. We left the S9. We didn't swap out the mixer just because of reliability. And for some reason, the left deck, the pitch fader stopped connecting. Like he couldn't adjust the pitch fader at all. So he had to reach in, turn it off, turn it on, and then it started working fine the rest of the night.
Okay.
And I didn't even notice it happened. He told me afterwards at like 3:00 in the morning when we were coming back from the after party back to the hotel. He's like, just so you know, that right deck like fucked up completely. I'm like, what?
That's the footage of him like behind, like trying to fix it was
Oh,
cracked me
he's
up, man.
you can watch his video where like once he hooked it back up and got it working, he literally goes,
I know.
he's like, he was like, dude, if I would have had the DJ on one deck the whole night, the rest of the night, I would have been so fucked.
Oh, that happened to me once. I was at a daddy daughter dance and I was using the Prime 2, and then all of a sudden just nothing would load into one of the decks. And I'm just switching, like it sucked because you can't mix. You literally can't. I don't know if I couldn't figure out. You got to wait till that song's over and then get the other one into one real quick. And then what I did was I switched whatever song I had on. I picked the next song on my laptop, and so I played that song there and then rebooted it, the whole thing, and then it worked again. But man, that is a terrifying thing when you're like locked into into one. And have you had that happen to you before? Yeah.
The sad part, the reason why I swapped them out is because I've DJ'd on them so long. There was two prone issues to the Rain MK1s that I had. One, the song would randomly just pause, like it would stop spinning, just pause, and I was used to it. I DJ them all the time, so I would hear that start and I just click the play button like instantly, like I knew what was happening. And then my left deck would disconnect from it. So like I just have to click the 2 button again to get it to connect again to the software. So I knew those issues were there. So my thought process was, okay, let's switch to the new one so he has no issues.
And we're gonna give him all new issues.
It's kind of cool, but my DJ booth has now been played on by Janai and Nick.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Janai came and did a event down here in March of last year, and I basically did the full production for him.
Oh, that's right. He was doing a separate event, not through you or anything, but just reached out to you like, hey, let's do kind of use some of your shit.
I've done that like 2 or 3 times now, and normally when that happens, I like just mark myself off and I just go do it because when else am I going to get the opportunity to collab with one of those guys? That's so much fun. Even if I'm not DJing, it's the most fun is like. They kind of put you in your place as a DJ. You're like, shit, I need to work harder.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, what did you at the end of both these events, like even watching Nick go and then Janai, what was your takeaway for you personally as a DJ? What did you want to like either work on or be like, wow, I never, I could up my this, you know what I mean?
Janai, a lot of what his was MC stuff. Like a lot of his MC stuff, I was like, damn, that's a good little like thing to add in there, like how he does this and that. And it's funny after being at Janai's and learning some of that and then watching Nick do my wedding. Nick is like a spinning copy of Janai's like MCing, but just like taken down a notch because Nick doesn't like to MC as much.
Yeah.
Which is funny. But Nick's a fucking animal, man. He sent me his whole list, like all the songs he played at my wedding. And I shit you not, there was only one mashup in there. Everything he did was fucking live with stems.
Wow.
Just a fucking animal with like knowledge of music and word plays. And like, he's just got so many creative transitions that he's learned and done. It was just so bizarre, crazy to just like dropping acapellas over this beat and this beat into this acapella and then dropping random and just slam. I think one thing,
go ahead,
to learn from both Janai and Nick, like I like to beat match all the time, like beat match transition. They do like a 50%. They're doing a lot of slams, like just right into a cut into a new thing, just backspin acapella, carry on my way, like just.
What do you feel like? That seems like a method where you're not as boxed in either, right? Mm-hmm. You're not worried about, well, man, that song would sound great, but that's like, I can't drop this one 20 BPMs to hit that, so I'll just figure out either a transition song and in between and then get there. Whereas maybe just an aka out slam, bam, just get to it, just hit them with it.
It's basically just like it's kind of just work harder, be more creative and work harder. It's instead of trying to take the easy way out of like playing a specific transition track that goes from 128 to 100, Like,
Yeah.
come up with something creative to make it there.
Yeah. Or find the words.
uh,
Like that's where wordplay can be fun too, you know?
and Nick told me this like a few years ago when I was talking to him about like DJ style and music. I think it was like me, Bar, and a few at like DJ Expo talking. We were sitting there and he's like, I was talking like, yeah, you know, I use the edits and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, stop using fucking edits." He's like, go learn it and just do it live. Like, you'll have more fun. People have more interactions. Like, you fuck it up. You're a DJ. I mean, you just fucked up a transition. So
Yeah.
like, you're trying something really creative to do like a wordplay acapella, drop it in. Like, people are going to freak out regardless if you nail it or not.
Well, and stems changed. Let more of us have access to that. Is that in your end or my end? I can't tell.
That's mine.
Oh, that's
wow.
Noel.
It looks like some sort of a company that's coming through and giving quotes and stuff, or door knocking.
Oh, hitting you guys up. Yeah, I think stems, dude. That gave, for me personally as a DJ, I love the fact that now I can do that. You know, I can do these live, pulling vocals out of one song and just drop in the next beat. And I'm actually mentioning that to my couples in consultations because they're asking about that. And it's nice to be able to tell them like, yeah, I can definitely do that. I think couples are wanting that more and more. You know, and I think it's because of like the Instagram DJ edits and stuff that's going out and going around. More and more couples are being exposed to a wedding DJ mixing, and they're like, we want that at ours. So are you on track with that? Does that sound like, you know, I'm thinking more for the guys out there that are sitting back on it. Like, no, I'm not gonna mix. I'm gonna play a song from beginning to end.
I'm just messing up your whole podcast. It's getting worse over here. Literally.
I'm trying to talk over it.
I know, but they're literally going like they're losing their mind. I mean, Ava, now you shut up. Sit. Noel, come.
Hey, people, this is live TV, baby. This is
live TV.
This is live TV. You're just experiencing. Look, DJ's at the house. I mean, my dog's been quiet. I'm just gonna say that. I've had a pretty good.
Someone rang the doorbell.
That's true. If that happened, that would have set mine off too as well. Hey, here's what I want to do, Rick. I want to have some fun with you, bro. I went and I did this to Jay Book last week, and I thought it was kind of fun. So I did a little dive into your channel and went way back. I organized them from your oldest, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of show and walk you through one of your old videos. What are you gonna say?
I'm kind of curious. See, if you would have known this before, and I would have challenged you to go find my old YouTube channel that exists out there with trick shot videos.
Oh, you did like a Dude Perfect video? Is that what your original channel was?
Yes.
Because it was funny. Like you had early on, you had like hoverboard videos. You had
stuff.
You had like some like car.
But that's not early on. That's the sad part. That's actually like more modern YouTube for me. Like all the videos on the channel should have been like 2015 and up.
Okay, yeah.
I have videos all the way back in 2012, like that 2012, 2010 era that I put out. Like,
what made you jump on? What made you want to do that? Did you?
I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I love YouTube. Like, I mean, I used to watch the original YouTubers. God, what the fuck's his name? Dude, there was so many, like the news channel one. Philip DeFranco, who still does videos. Some of these original Shane Dawson.
Yeah.
I used to watch all these original YouTubers. Like, I've been on YouTube since the beginning. And,
when it was 10 minutes only, when you could only upload like a 10-minute video.
Yep. And you know, I was an emulator. You know, if you can't beat them, join them. So I would emulate whatever I liked on the thing. So I made like highlight videos a lot, like sports highlights and stuff, or just combinations of pictures. And I posted on YouTube originally. That was like the first thing I did when I was learning how to use Movie Maker and stuff. And then I evolved into trick shot videos and tech channel videos. I like was on a YouTube kick where I was like posting trick shot videos with me and my brother. Literally, my brother's like baby faced that, like, I don't even know how old he would have been, like 10 or 11 or 12. And I'm like 16, 15. And we're making trick shot videos in our backyard with a Nerf hoop. We're taking around and throwing balls and shit. And we edited it to like Skrillex and shit.
Of course. This is so badass. We're gonna get laid, bro. Yeah.
And then I watched a lot of tech channels like Marquez Brownlee back when he was first starting, and a few of those guys, and I like emulated them. So I would like make earbud reviews on these new earbuds, or my iPad review, or whatever the fuck tech I had laying around. And then Casey Neistat came out, and I started to emulate the vlogging, which is probably some of the videos you're going to talk about, where I was just vlogging daily, just vlogging my life. And then that spun off into gig logs because I started vlogging my events, and then the gig log term became a thing around the same time. Me and Barr started doing them about the same time.
Was it about the same time you got you
yeah.
Did you find his channel also, or later
as
on?
we both started to like around the time we both got like 1,000 or so subscribers, and we both were getting a little bit of traction, I started to get recommended his videos and vice versa.
Yeah.
I'd have to find out where I was at subscriber wise when we first met. I don't know if you saw it in my YouTube path there, but there is a video vlog that it was the first time me and Barr met. He drove that morning from New Jersey all the way to Ohio to DJ with me at my club in Athens, Ohio, and then he turned around and drove all the way back that same night. It was like an 8-hour trip, and it was the first time we ever met in person. We had video calls and stuff prior to that, but
yeah.
Oh,
I didn't see that one. Oh man, so you guys did he vlog it too? Did you guys do like a dual? It was like one of the first, like collaborations for YouTube DJs to do something.
2017, like late 2017, early 2018, somewhere around there. That was our first official meetup, and then we started hanging out at all the conferences after that.
So you went from like doing the trick shot stuff, and then you're DJing. You're like, well, I'll start vlogging, and then did you find that a little bit more fun? Is that why you sort of like?
So I like tech reviews too. So I started making some product reviews on DJ gear too.
Yeah.
Because I also was watching people like Brian S. Red, TLM TV, and all these guys trying to Mojax trying to figure out how to DJ a little bit back in the day.
It's me, by the way. So it's my turn.
What?
It's the tornado. Like they do a tornado test. You're probably hearing that like siren go off. My turn.
But
1 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Yeah. So this is actually what the kicker was, right? I made a couple of DJ product reviews. I made one on the Rock and Roller, the JBL Eon speaker I had, and another JBL speaker I had. And, I just posted those. And those are probably some of the original videos I have on there. And I started vlogging during that meantime. And then the light bulb occurred to me when I was like, the vlogs aren't getting views. And I looked back, and those videos had like 20,000 views at the time, which is huge I only had like a couple hundred subscribers. Like, holy shit, maybe I should make DJ content. This is something that seems working. So I started to get into more of a regular path. I'm going to upload every week, and then, sometimes every second week. But I just stuck at that. And that was 2015 when I started doing that. And it was like in 1 year went from 200 to 1,000. Next year went from 1,000 to 10,000. Next year went from 10,000 to 25,000. And like, it just escalated from there, just consistency.
To this, was it mostly, what do you think got you, like, when was your first, like, big video? Was it a speaker one, or was it a vlog?
Well, I don't know. What videos are you going to bring me back to real quick?
I was going to show you a gig log, because I wanted to show, like, the old, the equipment you had. I was trying to go through, like, so it was, I really found, like, one I could really flame book for last week, because he had, like, speakers on the floor, and he had that mixer that was all ashy.
Yeah, you couldn't. I'm OCD, man. You couldn't find anything gear wise that trash me on. I guarantee it.
It was hard. The only thing I found that was funny to me, and I didn't grab it, was one of your videos started off with you just holding the camera and it just shaking, and you're just looking at it, and then it kicks into the intro. It's just dying.
I probably did it for comedy. I thought it was funny.
It's like, what happened here? Like, did you? So like that cracked me up a little bit. But yeah, let's. You want to take a look? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I was about to say, if you want to talk about growth in the channel, product reviews were by far, products and tutorials were the videos that got me the new subscribers. Gig logs were the entertainment for the people that are already there, and that's still to this day. That's how it works when I make product videos. How
they're
to set
searchable,
up, how to set up powered speakers is my second most viewed video, and it's still to this day believe it or not, this is hilarious to throw out to you. It still generates $100 in revenue a month.
That video does.
That video by itself. It's at 361,000 views at this point. It's 7
man.
years old.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. That's you. If you is how long is it? Is that a longer one too?
13 minutes.
Oh, that's not too. Yeah. It's the ones I feel the same. The ones that get the bigger views are the ones that people are going to search, right? So Everse 8, or
and that's what I started to do a lot with those early on videos. Like, I've kind of crowned myself as a speaker person a little bit and I'm a speaker nerd to some degree too. So like I also work for a company where I had access to a lot of speakers, so that helped. But like, I'm looking at my top videos right here. The top video with 419,000 views, only 3 years old. How to select the right speaker for your event. That's the title right there. Second is how to set up powered speakers. Third one is the top powered DJ speakers, 6 years old. Beginner DJ subwoofers, 5 reasons not to buy them.
What about your column one? What your columns suck one? How's that?
Oh, that should be up here. It's like number 10. My review on column arrays. It's got 128,000 views, 4 years old.
Do you still stand by your words there?
For those column arrays, yes.
Okay.
The ones specifically I mentioned, because even a lot of people don't realize in that video. At the end of the video, I said the only column arrays I'd probably ever entertain were the Evox 12s at the time. These LDs never existed when I made the video 4 years ago.
Right.
So, and that's kind of like the newest video I just launched, the Speaker Wars, the one that you said you're going to steal the idea and do it first before me.
Because you didn't put the Evox 12 in there, so I gotta get it. I can't get my hands on one. Do you have one?
I got guys here that have them, yeah.
Shit, I need to get one. That's gonna kill. I know, like, if I can get a Evox 12 and a 44 and do a shootout, that video will kill. And it's crazy because the Evox 12 is such an old speaker, and even the 44 is getting old too.
People don't realize that.
It is old. Like what, 6-7 years old? It has been around for
Evox has been around like 6 years. The original Evox, I think, is 7 years old. Yeah. But it's crazy to think, though, the Evox really never got a foothold, and then the EV came out with the Evolve 50, and then voila, bloom. And that just tells you that RCF doesn't market and EV does.
Yeah. And they're in guitar centers and stuff. Like, there aren't a lot of dealers around that will hold RCF, and that's on them. They should just put...
And it's crazy. Have you ever talked to someone from like the UK and Europe? It's like speaker companies like JBL are more expensive than RCF over there because it's the reverse. They're made in Italy. Like RCF's made in Italy. They're actually relatively affordable speakers for them to buy over there. And then brands like we know, like EV and JBL and that, are more expensive than RCF over there.
It's interesting. Yeah, probably because they don't have to ship them over here. You take that cost out.
All the JBL and EV come straight over in shipping containers to the United States. RCF's made right there in Italy. It's ground transportation out of their factory to anywhere in the Europe. So it's relatively expensive or inexpensive to get. So
you're still taking the 40, you take the 44s out? Like those are
that's the go-tos. Yep.
That's the go-tos right now.
That's my go-to speaker for the last, I don't even know, 2 years, maybe. I don't know. When was my first video with them?
What did you how'd you get a hold of us? Did Adam Hall send them out to you, or who did you directly?
So I was so this was LD's first venture into YouTube influencers, actually.
Okay.
And they reached out to, I'm blessed for this, but they reached out to me first because they're like, hey, you got a lot of I had already had a good relationship with Adam Hall. My buddies at Canal Sound and Light kind of introduced me to some of those people. And the dude basically, he's like, hey, I don't know how this works. I don't know what to do. I just want to authentically get the speakers in your guys' hands and make videos. So you tell me. And now they have contracts and stuff, and they're more legit. This is like all via email and text and call, just like shaking all hands. Under the table stuff.
Just shaking hands, man. It's the Italian way.
Hey. He's like, what do you want? What would you do? And I told him, send me the speakers, and I'm just going to start using them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a review because personally, I don't like making reviews. I think it's like, if I get a free product, I don't want to make a review on it. I just want to like start using the shit and actually use it at my events. And I said, that's going to speak more volume of me using it at events than this. And I'm
They're
like,
doing it in studio. Hey, this has this, and this.
and they were confident. They were confident. I was like, this is what I use currently. I use 15-inch subs and 12-inch tops. And they're like, this will easily be the exact same, if not better. And the first event, I literally, this is hilarious. Probably a bad decision on my part. We literally just loaded up them in the box. Didn't even open them. Just loaded them up. Didn't bring any backup speakers to this event in like December when they first got there. And we just, we just get there. We set them up. We turn them on. And me and the assistant, like we turned a song up real quick. And me and my assistant just went like we were just like, whoa, flabbergasted at how like clear they were. And the bass coming out of those 15-inch cabinets. We're like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And that was our first video of them. And then, but yeah, they reached out to me and I basically connected them with the other influencers to get them in the hands of. I hooked them up with Jay Book, Bar. Who else did we get?
Not me.
There was like 5 of us. You were growing. You weren't as prominent as you are now.
Wasn't there yet. Who is this fucking guy? Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was the initial relationship with them. And they basically, they gave us the speakers for free, but didn't require anything other than to use them and give us a full review.
Well, and that speaks it right there. The fact that you're still taking them out.
And I'm still using them.
Yeah.
That's my go-to. I've literally sold all of our JBL speakers at this point.
Yeah, because you were a JBL guy.
Yeah.
Like those were your go-tos, right?
Yeah. And there's speakers that exist now that are way more clear. Like the clarity on the top end is just better now.
Yeah. Well, and setup is so much easier with them too, right? You don't have to set all the cables and power and all that. You don't have to do any of that shit. Just stack them up. Or do you use the caster wheels on them?
On the 44s, yes. On the 28s, I hate those things.
How come? I don't have the 28 ones, but they just
the 44. So the 44s actually lock onto the back. You might have seen where they lock onto the back plate, and then you tilt them up.
Yeah,
onto them, and then you put the bag on. The 28s, you just set them on top of the cart. So if you run into a bump or whatever, the whole sub comes off the damn cart. We bought them thinking they were the same. I actually did like zero research into like the 28s, other than people said they're great. So
that doesn't sound like the kind of guy that just brings speakers to an event that he never tested before.
Sounds like the guy that has a good company now that he can just afford to grab a couple speakers.
Just take a gamble. Just fucking buy them. Who cares? Just put them on the cart.
When everybody and their mother's saying they're amazing, including the dealers I'm talking to, I'm like, let's just pick up a pair and see how they are. And we like want to buy 4 more at this point because they're just so versatile.
Yeah, for your other DJs, just to have them. You gonna get white ones?
Corporate audio stuff. I hate white speakers. Never.
Whoa! Let's talk about that. You hate them?
There's no point in white speakers. There's no point. White speakers are meant to be heard, not seen.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't white ones blend into the walls a little bit better?
Some venues, whatever. Yes, that's a thing, but I don't give a crap. And until someone specific. So I look at it this way, right? And I proposed the question to the guys at SE. Not a single one of them has white speakers. None of them do.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you ever get like requests for all white? And they're like, yes. We do on occasion, and they rent them out for those. But they're like, all of them basically said when it comes to the abuse and the amount of events they're doing, they can't afford to have white speakers and have to clean them at every event. It would just be too time consuming because they're doing 100 to 200 events a year, each one of them. So
it looks nice if you have, the white booth as well. But I think a lot of those guys have a wood booth. Yours isn't white. Your booth isn't white either.
It's white. It's
white
legged with a wood top. It's a stained wood top with white legs. And my guys think I should get white speakers to match it.
I'm telling you, guy. Here's the thing. If the next 44s, get some white ones, because it's not a problem. Just go get some white ones. Set them up, and you put them in the bags. You're all right. Just put them in the bags. They'll stay nice and clean, right? Unless you're beating them up in the warehouse. But let's put in the chat. How many of you guys think Rick should get some white speakers? Let's let the people speak here. I wonder if I can do a poll. Let me try to get a poll going here. I'm going to start a poll. Should Rick get white speakers and be a real DJ? All right, let's get that going. All right. Will you agree with
Oh
what the
man.
polls? Will you adhere to the poll? Let's make this official. You have to agree to the poll.
How do you do a poll? This is new.
Go to in the chat, like on my chat, not in the software that I have, but in the real chat. There's a little plus button next to the super chat. By the way, there's a super chat button.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, you know about the super chat, but yeah, if you
I
hit
know
the
about
plus
super
button,
chat. Damn, we got 54 people in here.
yeah, I'm telling you, man, this is the thing. We got a good hang. This is a good hang. The people are speaking. Let's see what they're saying here.
Oh, it's pushing no, baby.
Oh shit! Look at that. Whoa, can I vote? I don't think I can even. I know I'm not allowed to vote.
You're not allowed to vote.
I'm not allowed to
You
vote.
can't skew the votes.
It's going up. Oh my gosh! Right now
back
I'm showing 79% no.
Yeah.
Is that what? Yeah. Who are you
It's
people?
funny though because we're buying another pair of 44s for one of my DJs. He's getting rid of the Bose finally.
Which ones, the
fucking hate
16s or the 32s?
The 16s. I'm not impressed with those speakers.
I think for DJing, they're not the right fit. I don't think they're DJ
No,
speakers.
they're good for like even good coverage.
Yes. Where everyone's quiet. You know, if you're a singer-songwriter or you got a band, I would promote those. I think those are great. But for what we're trying to do with, thumping loud music, I just don't think they handle them. About to have some speakers for sale. I don't have it. So right now,
Yeah, let's talk about your speaker collection.
it's ridiculous.
Your speaker collection is insane for a single op guy.
I know. I'm very what I like buying speakers. Like you said, you like speakers. I do too, bro. Like I really love. That's one of the things I love to when there's new ones or they come out, and I love columns from the very beginning. It's basically looks. I've sacrificed loudness for portability and the ease of looks. That's why. So right now, I've still got the RCF J8s. I've got a Bose 32 with a sub 2. I've got a JBL EL1 Mark II. I've got a Bose S1 Pro Plus. And I've got the 44s and the 28s. I think that's what I got so far right now. And I know.
See, and I'm in the opposite boat. I've been like over the last 2 years just selling off a lot of mine, mostly to my DJs, like getting them all set up so they have their own speakers at this point. But like, I currently in the company, I don't even know the 28s. The 28s are actually owned by one of the other DJs. The way I work it is like, they can either like finance it through the company where like it gets taken off their events, or if we use their speakers for someone else's or a company's events, we'll pay them. So,
okay.
Like the 28s right now we're getting used heavily on both our side and his side for his events. So, he's getting them paid off on both ends. But so like right now the company only owns the 44s, the company and also me, the 44s, the RCF, NLX tops, the LD subs. And that's it for
How
main
come you didn't
speakers.
get an RCF sub to go with those? Are you going to do that, or just because it's expensive?
Do you have $8,000 laying around?
I know, bro. They are so
They're like
expensive.
$4,000 a sub.
Oh, I know. And the 515 808s I bought, that whole fiasco cost me $10,000.
Oh yeah, dude. No.
Did you ever think about those? Did you look into those?
I
It just
so
came up.
I heard
I
them.
just did, Stevie. See, like, yeah. What did you hear about?
I heard them, right? So I heard them at the conferences. Impressive for the size, and then I leaned on like the people that were using them because like Jan and I got a pair and was using them, and I use the SE guys are like my testing beta ground. I let them figure it out first when it comes to the RCF stuff, and they basically came back and said that they're great, but they're not good. Like they're great for like small events, maybe up to 100 people, your normal wedding. But they were like, for the money, there's way better options. Like most of them said, I'd rather get the RCF Evox 12s and do more people than to have
the J8s were better. Mm-hmm. The J8s were better than that whole system was. And he's right. Like they were for small but not worth the headache. All the cabling and how heavy, and they were heavy. The subs were heavy. The tops were heavy. The little spinner thing that you had to get for the top so that it would go into a pole, that never spun right. It when you would spin it, like the little twisty knob. Sorry, my hands are. The twisty knob you had to tighten it would never go to the back. It wouldn't flush out. The whole system was a disaster. I mean, I was so pissed off because I thought, oh, this is gonna be my fine. I promised my wife, this is it. I don't know if she's still here. And that was my promise to her because I was being a little bitch about it. I was like, because I told her, and she's like, $10,000, you out of your fucking mind? And I was like, listen, babe.
I mean, I saw the picture of you buying them, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, I know, bro. It was.
Every time I see you with new speakers, I'm like, dude, where are you getting your money from?
Look, I will say this. I pay everything in cash. I never put anything in card. I'm flush. All right. During wedding season, I'm flush. But obviously there's better things I could have spent that 10 grand on. You know, I could have went on a fucking cruise. You know, I could have had a nice little vacay, but instead I bought these goddamn speakers and then I sold them and I only made less. I made half back. I got $5 grand.
That's every speaker you sell. I sell all my speakers for like a loss 9 times out of 10. But unlike your situation, I normally have had the speakers for 5 years and then they've more than paid for themselves at that point.
Right. No, I get them and then something else comes out. And I'm like, oh, I need to get these. And then I got to sell these. And now I got to ship these. And it costs $500 to ship a letter now. Yep. So,
dude, I won't even ship speakers. Like when I sell them, it's like either someone local is coming to pick them up or buy them off me. I'm not doing.
Well, then you're locked in. Now you're locked into your area and hope that somebody wants these things that you know about, and that you're just stuck with them, bro. I mean, that's the thing that sucks. Those are the hardest things to get rid of. Other things I've been able to sell okay, but speakers that, you know, I'm going to be more careful this year. I think with the 44s, I'm good. I can't think of anything else coming out that would lure me over. What about you? Is there anything on your radar right now? Are you in the hunt for anything?
So I'm trying to streamline, and like whenever I'm buying speakers, like I made a video on why back in the day I bought the SRX top, the 815 JBL SRX tops, and the 818 VRX subs, and it was strictly for what I needed at the time. I liked the SRX 815 tops because they were loud enough I could go do 150 people at a wedding and not need subs. Could it have used a sub? Yes, but I was limited to my truck at the time. I didn't have a trailer, couldn't transport as much as I would like, and column arrays like the 44 didn't exist yet. Because budget played in a little bit, but more I needed functionality. But the beauty of those was I could then pair them with subs, put them on a high pass, and do like 500 people. Because they were screamers on the top end. Now, the clarity wasn't there like they are in the newer speakers, but I did many proms of 300 to 500 people and just paired them with 2 to 4 subs, and they were plenty loud. I chose the VRX 918 subs because they were the lightest, most compact 18-inch sub that existed on the market that could pump out some bass. Because, again, they had to fit in the truck. They had to be compact, narrow. And I also lived on the 3rd floor in college. So you try lugging 18-inch subs up a 3rd floor flight every time. So they only weighed 63 pounds. Insane.
What? An 18-inch sub? An 18-inch sub?
Yeah, the JBL VRX 918s, because the magnet is neodymium magnets. They used to make them, like drivers used to be neodymium magnets in like 2000, let's say 14, 15, and then that magnet like went through the roof when it came to cost, so they only use them in the high drivers now where it's a little tiny magnet. The base cabinets is all Thermite magnets now, which are incredibly heavy, as we know from all the current speakers we have. But the magnet's what makes up a bulk of that weight outside of the wood casing.
Were those wood casings or plastic?
Oh, yeah, wood. They were all wood.
Wood, and still under 70 pounds, an 18.
Yeah. And the main reason for that is they're the VRX 19s. If you ever want a lightweight sub, look for a flyable sub. Like it has rigging points that they can, in concerts, hang them up in the air.
Oh.
So it's not, they don't make it heavy on purpose. They make it lightweight to be able to put up in the air.
Are you going to need amps for that though, or are they going to be powered?
No, that's built in.
It's built in?
Yeah, it's got a 1,000-watt amp built into it. And then that's a whole nother discussion on RMS versus peak output, all that bullshit.
Well, here, let's do this. I want to show. Let's go back to the video Um, you want to?
Show
Well,
me.
let's answer this guy's question real quick here. 200-person wedding, Rick. Sound, transport, quality involved. What's your go-to speaker?
Oh, see, 200's a buffer line for me. It's a buffer line for me. I might go 44s, or I might swing up to the bigger setup. I might do 44s with side fills. It depends on the venue.
Yeah.
But a
the
lot
room.
of times that 200 person is like my borderline of like if I can do the 44s or if I want to push to a bigger setup. A lot of times when they say 200 people, it's never really 200 people. It's only 180 show up.
Mhm.
So I'll normally just use the 44s unless it's just a massive venue. But a lot of times I find myself doing a side fill speaker. I'll take my Maui 5 Go from Cocktail, I'll route a wire, or now I do it wirelessly, and I'll put a speaker at the back just for introductions and for toast and everything so everyone can hear, and then I shut it off for open dancing because then I'm cranking the 44s ridiculously.
I think that's the key. If you can set up like that little satellite in the back and doing that wirelessly,
perfect.
I see you're doing that now with using a receiver backwards.
Yep.
I started doing that
So
about
nice.
a year ago, and just by accident, I thought I was in my garage. I'm like, it just made sense to me. I'm like, wait, if this signal was doing this, what if I reversed it and tried? And I had the right cables and I plugged it in and it worked. And I was like, holy shit. And then I moved the speaker all the way out into my front street, and then I moved it down the street and it was still working. And I'm like, this is the way to go. Okay, let's watch this video here. All right, see if you can remember when this was. This will be the last thing we do. But still got a good group of people here today. All right, you ready?
So let me go through a little tour of what all we got.
This is Ohio.
All right, so Ohio, right? Okay, so you
This
recognize
is
it?
Ohio. Oh, I know this wedding. This is a fun one, actually.
What sticks out to you right away when you see like this clip?
Well, I'm thinking back to the event itself, and there was two things. One, the bar was all the way in the fucking back of the venue that pissed me off because it was constantly people going all the way across the thing, coming back. And then two was the bride grabbing the mic and literally word for word Eminem, like, was it Lose Yourself? I think Lose Yourself or something. She literally just grabbed the mic and just spit it out, like just on the dance floor. That clip's probably in there somewhere.
Every word. I don't have like the whole dance part of it. I wanted to show you like your lights.
Not having battery up lighting.
Yeah, these are all plugged in, right?
Yeah.
And look at
This
the
is all
dots
plugged in.
look at the dots on his forehead, guys. Let's give Rick.
Oh yeah, I had the laser bar.
Bro, there's so much laser in this. There's so much laser. And also,
Hey, I always shut them off though. That was party only.
yeah, party only. However, I am going to give you a little bit more shit because he's blurry again in this clip. All right. By the way, that's what this is. This is just a straight up roast. So just
That was the Canon G7X Mark One. When I was filming this.
I got the Mark III. I'm sitting on the Mark III.
I have the
right
one.
here.
I've had the one. I've had the two. I've had multiple threes now. For a while there, the two was the better option. The three had an autofocus problem when it first came out.
Yeah, and so the reason why I sent the two back is that you can't plug a mic into it. There's no mic jack for it. So that's why I originally had the two and sent it back. All right, let's watch a little bit more of this.
Lighting. If you guys haven't seen my lighting video that explains all the lights I own, click right here, check that out. It's got all the lights I own right now. So we got the green and red laser over here.
Green and red laser.
You know where I bought that light?
Where?
Spencer's. And actually, it's funny. Back when I first started DJing in middle school, or maybe freshman in high school, I went together with a guy and we split that 50-50, that $100 green and red laser from Spencer's. We both put $50 or something to it.
So you guys are getting some lube and butt plugs and thought, well, let's throw in some lasers while we're at it, huh?
Shooting up onto all that.
Oh, we got a little, what was that over there? A little monogram going on over there?
So this was a combo event. I ended up working for this DJ company. It's a DJ entertainment company in Ohio. They did the monogram. I think I helped set it up for them because I like comboed a lot of stuff with them. And those pink uplights are either mine or somebody else's.
I think you mentioned them here. Let's see.
I think they're mine.
Up top, on top of both speakers.
Oh,
the
the
Pro DJ
mini
lighting.
watch movers. Oh wow, those are
What are those?
those
Spencer's?
are just- no, those are just Chinese mini wash movers. They didn't even do hex, or no, they did do hex.
Just sitting on top there. They're plugged. You know, they're not battery powered, obviously.
No, they were mounted somehow. I can't remember how I mounted them. I think I used one of the fly points to mount them. Oh yeah, I bolted them to the top of the movers.
They're bolted. Okay, because I think that's your other laser's bolted too here.
Wash
I have a
and
video on
HH5s. 2 of those. They're on,
Oh, that's on an oak lamp.
master slave mode right now, sound active.
God, that looks so terrible.
Over here we got the
Whoa, what's this?
That is a 3D laser from ADJ. It's got red, blue, and green.
Huge hit, right? This is is that what was leading to the dots on your face? Is that what this thing was doing? That was it? This?
No. The red and green laser was the one doing the dots. This one does like lines and like scanning patterns and stuff. It looks really cool in haze.
American DJ image RGB laser.
Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
images.
Kind of trying to shoot it
Does
over.
images.
It's kind of hard to shoot lasers up
Or
in
like
this
make
place.
parts and stuff.
It's very low ceiling. Okay, going around the outside right now.
God, my filming is changing.
Let's start here.
Oh, my homemade
4
facade.
What's this? This is
I built
homemade.
that. Yeah, I built it. I built that thing for $30. I was on a budget, my man.
Dude, that's impressive. You know, look, there's nothing wrong with that.
You can't even do that nowadays. Like those exact materials today would be 50, 60, probably $100
just for the materials, right?
just for the material. Well, that's all I was counting was the materials because I built it myself.
Why and that I think is good advice too, especially for some DJs that are just getting started. Doing some DIY is fine. Right? There's nothing wrong with a little DIY as you're kind of getting going, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, if we really go back to when I first started, I had a DIY laptop stand I made out of wood.
Okay, that just sounds fucking cheap. But the other things are okay, but
It is.
just kidding.
I had zero. I didn't have a bank account, man. I was scrummaging everything in my house to make a DJ setup.
What were you charging for this? What would you charge for this wedding?
I bet you money I charged $600-700 for it.
Yeah, for the whole night, right? Ceremony and reception.
No, I don't think there was a ceremony at this one. No,
Okay.
ceremony was at church for this one.
So just reception only about $600.
It was probably about $600. I probably upsold them for $100 on if I did that uplighting behind the head table, because that was a thing I did because like uplighting around the room was too cumbersome with wires. So I would sell 5 uplights behind the head table, and that
Okay.
was like $100 add-on. I put 5 lights behind your head table. Which now thinking about the fact that we have battery powered ones and we'll go do 16 of them for like $450, it's like, man, I was actually ripping those people off to some degree.
Well, but
I was actually charging pretty good money for that.
it's true, and at the time too, like that's not bad in that look, because then it was such a hassle. You had to plug them in and look for wall outlets, and you don't know. Sometimes you show up at the venue and you're like, there's no wall outlets behind the head table.
I gotta see here. Was I actually using LED pars behind this facade, or was I using my? Let's see what I.
Let's
used.
see. Okay, what's your other guess?
Oh, yeah, I'll explain it afterwards.
Okay, I think we go behind.
For American DJ, par profiles.
Oh no, we use the par profiles. I used to use the underglow for like your car, the 4-pack. I used to put 4 of those bars around the facade behind it, and I wired it up to an inverter that I plugged into the thing. So I literally used to use the 4 little LED strip bars that would mount underneath of your seats. I used that for my facade because it cost $10 on Amazon or whatever.
Oh, I was gonna say,
and
did you get
wired
those
it
at AutoZone? Pick those up at AutoZone.
yeah. But look at those. Look at all those cords down there. Look at that disgusting mess of.
And what is all what are you having to plug in there? What is all that? Is that speakers?
All those pars had to be plugged in.
Oh, you're right. So that's all
those pars had to
power.
be- What else we got back here? I don't even remember what I was DJing on. But did I even have a controller?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. I think we're gonna see.
Oh, I
They're
have the
all
VMS
master
4.
slave mode, and this one right here is the master. So I have I can
Yeah, those are
control it
DMX
from-
cables too running. I master slaved everything, and you couldn't use wireless DMX. It had to be all wired.
Oh, so not only are you having the power cable, and then you're running DMX to all of them. They're daisy chained together.
Yep, all of them.
Oh my goodness. How long did that take?
Oh, the setup was ridiculous back then. It was like a few hours.
Oh. Oh, look, yeah, we can see the staples in your in your facade there. Looks great, dude.
Our IR remote. Also master slaved off of those.
So I master slaved all them around the room too. The 4 I have on either side of the dance floor are also on master slave. So there's DMX cables running to all of them.
Oh my goodness. And what are these? Like 50-foot, 100-foot cables you have so that you can do this?
I think I had a shitload of 25-foot, and they weren't even DMX. They were just XLR cables I used for it because DMX was too expensive.
Well, it worked, right? I mean, it's not the best, but it works, right?
Amazon, $30 pars.
You remember those? Amazon $30? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They make them in battery powered form now.
I need to upgrade them. Need to get some new ones, but there's 4 of those, 2 on either side of the dance floor. The last light I've missed is up here.
What's that?
I am about to tell you. I don't know. That was a rental. That was not mine.
This wedding sponsored by AutoZone.
For real.
and XLR cables.
This is a Martin Rush.
Martin, yeah, that's how you know projector. I don't own it.
And
what's that for? What's that doing?
It's the Gobo projector.
Oh, that's the Gobo.
That is projecting over there. Sound-wise, speaker-wise, what we're running
look at
is
the
my
chin
standard
strap. Look at that chin. I don't even know what you call it. It's not even a chin strap. It's just like a lower.
It was just all under. Like you had the chin
strap. That's all
strap.
that grew in. It didn't grow in here at the time.
Nothing on the edge.
No, it wouldn't grow on the sides.
I mean that. I guess today we would call that neck. We call that neck beard. But you are saved by at least a little bit edge that with the crimson chin.
Keep the camera up.
TJ Amish. Oh man, you guys are hysterical.
System, which is 2 JBL PRX 715 XLFs and 2 JBL Eon 615s.
So what were those? I didn't hear the names again. Are those like one of the first JBLs you had, or are they kind of what was that, a 12 and a 15, or what were those?
There was all 15. So it was 15-inch subs and 15-inch tops. There was the JBL Eon 15-inch tops. So it was the 615s, and then those were the 715 XLF subs, which was the JBL's first ever PRX line 15-inch sub, and still use those to this day. Like they still are. Who owns them now? Jordan owns them. He still uses those to this day. Those subs.
Wow. Like the same exact ones, or just the
exact same ones. The one of them had to have a replacement woofer. We blew one of the woofers in one of them, but the amps are still the original amps. One of them's got an old woofer. One of them's got a brand new woofer. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that if you blow your speaker, like you can buy a new amp or a new woofer for like $300.
Oh, but you just have to learn how to do that. You got to know how to take it apart and do all that stuff, right?
It screws. Speakers are the most simple things in the world to fix. Like literally, it's just screws holding an amp, and then the speaker's plugged in with like a connector. You just unplug it. It's just all screws.
And is it easy to break it though? Like I'd be pretty nervous to try to attempt this.
It's incredible that it blew finally, because I was the limit light on that thing would literally be like blink, 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 blink all fucking night long. I pounded the living shit out of those speakers, and the fact that they just held up to that abuse for so many years and finally one of them blew. I mean, it's impressive. And actually they passed around those subwoofers. One of my DJs owned them, sold them back to me, and then I sold them to another one. So they've like changed hands like 3-4 times now.
That says a lot, though. I mean, like, for something to last that long, you're talking about, what was that, 2016, 2017 that was?
Yeah, something.
Around
yeah, we were looking the other day at how many years those had. It was like 10 years, that line of speakers. And I still have I don't have the Eon tops. I sold those in college to a DJ, and they blew them within 2 months.
Just push them too hard.
Yeah, oh yeah. College party. Crank it.
Just all red line, baby. Let's go.
All red line. And subwoofers are harder to blow than tops. You can blow the tweeters in those tops so easy. Tweeters
Really?
are the most your little high tweeters are the most sensitive thing in a speaker. They really can't take too much more than what they're designed to be doing. Like if you get a really loud like pop, that's why audio techs hate it when you like unplug a headphone jack and it makes that pop sound, because you can literally blow a tweeter that way.
What are some tips you have to help people with that, especially like, DJs that aren't using an external mixer, which I'm guessing you would advise, right?
Not necessarily. If you got a nice all-in-one controller, like like the Rev 7, a lot of those newer controllers, all those are solid. Basically any DJ controller that has XLR outs on it is normally going to be plenty good for what you need for most events.
Okay.
I'm the only one out of our DJs that actually uses an external mixer. All of us just go straight out of our mixers and we plug our mics into the back of the whatever mixer we're using.
Why do you use it? Is it just because that's what you always did? Is this sort of like your go-to, or do you feel like you have a little bit more control?
No, I've switched to that. I used to just go straight out the board.
Oh.
I've switched to that now because it's just like with the all-in-one DJ unit, you don't want your mics built into that because that's just too cumbersome. So having the mics built into its own dedicated audio rack and then feeding the audio out. And also, if you're DJing on like a 3-piece setup like mine, where you have a center mixer, 2 turntables, those center mixers normally only have 1 mic input to start with. So you're not gonna be able to do 2 mics like we need for events.
Right.
I also like it too because I can actually use on my center mixer, I can turn the master down without turning my mics down because my mics are set back there on the main board. So I can still do full fader mixing and adjust the master down.
On the music, you mean?
Yeah, so like, you have the master, and if you're running your mics through the board, your master has to be set all the way up to where you need it for the mics.
Right.
And then you have to like balance your faders down a little bit. With my setup, because it runs through an audio board, I can adjust my master down and still run full fader when I'm mixing like during dinner and stuff.
I got you, because the mics are in the board.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the master's set at the board and the mics are set at the board and my then input. So on the master for my controller or whatever I'm using, I can turn it down to like halfway and then still full fader mix.
All right, let's take a peek at the poll, which is showing I see no's are still at 61%. If you just got here, I'm going to end the poll in the next 30 seconds.
Black speakers.
I asked you guys, and Rick said that he would adhere to the poll results should he buy white speakers. And right now, 61% are saying no. I'm honestly shocked. I'm shocked by it. Not that I don't think it's a big deal, either way. I think it looks nice. We're not denying that. But I'm going to end this thing in 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Get your vote in. Let's see if this thing stays steady. I'm curious to see how many votes came in too. 61% in the next 5, 4. Oh, it went up. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're ending the poll. Here we go. Here are the results. You guys can see it in the chat. The results: 62% yes or no, 37% yes. 37 votes. All right, you're off the hook, bro. You don't have to buy them. All right, everybody.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say it's funny because Marcellus wants to get a pair of 44s. And he was like, you should just get a white pair to match your booth, and then I'll take your black pair. And I was like, I see where you're going with that, but what I hear you say is you want to buy the 44s at a used price and me buy brand new ones at a new price. And he's like, that also helps.
That's exactly what he's saying. I even assumed that he wasn't even going to pay for them. Like, bro, what are you going to do with these black ones? Now you got white ones. So you can't take these out. You can't. You can't take these. I mean, these are useless to you now. I mean, they're useless.
They already got 2 years of abuse on them.
That's it. Oh, and they are pricey. I get it. $3,000 to speak. What sucks is like 2 years ago they were like 25. It's not their fault. It's not LD's fault. It's none of these speakers' fault. It's none of their fault that things are expensive. It's just the goddamn economy is just this bullshit now, and the dollar isn't worth as much as it was. So everything has to go up. Everything has to go up. Yeah, they're worth it though. Got the seal of approval. I like him too. I'll make a video, and I'm gonna make my Evox 12 versus 44 video before Rick. It's on, baby.
You probably will if you got it. If you have time available right now, you probably will, because I am slammed right now.
All right, good. That's
Literally
good news for me.
4 events this weekend, just for me.
So a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or what do you got?
Yep.
Yeah, Thursdays.
I'm only DJing one of them though. We're only DJing one. The other ones are AV corporate production, baby.
Yeah, is that starting to pick up more? Like, how much of your business is rentals right now? Would you say?
Well, it's not really rentals. It's corporate AV, like corporate events with projectors, screens, and doing audio mic sort of stuff for them. And what am I thinking about? They literally. So we had a blessing. One of the big production companies here, the owner, we worked with them a lot because we didn't have the video elements. We just have a lot of sound, DJs, lighting. They don't have any lighting, so we worked a lot with them. And he called me in February. It was right before my wedding. Was like, "Hey, we're trying to get out of any event that's under $100,000. So any event that doesn't have $100,000 budget, we don't want to fuck with. Can I just send them to you?" And I was like,
okay,
yeah. He's like, "Do you have any of the video stuff yet?" And I'm like, I was planning on acquiring it this year, but I guess I can move faster. So that's why we literally dropped $30,000 overnight to get screens and projectors, because we're projecting to do probably about $200,000 in corporate AV by the end of the year. We've already done 30.
Just this year.
Yeah, just this year. We've already done $30,000. That's this month. Like, we've only done like 2 or 3 so far this year, and literally because we flipped right here in March and he started telling everybody to come ours, we have $30,000 worth of jobs just in April to come right now.
Well, listen,
and it's all weekday shit, which is nice.
That is nice, especially because it's nice to have that income come in when you know you're mostly taking care of weddings over the weekends. To have a Tuesday job pull in $10,000, dude, that's amazing. I want to give you a shout out, dude. I think it's
That's
what you're doing.
One of the events.
Well, what you're doing as an entrepreneur, like starting the business, and I know like last time we chatted on your show, you were still full-time engineer at the time, and so you've let that
was
go.
I back? Oh yeah, because we started that podcast before I quit.
Yeah, you were still doing it. You were like getting really close. You were either like on the cusp or just there. But I think at the time you were still doing that.
Oh, I could have done it. I could have done it like the year before that. It was just the mental, like, going from double income to one income. Because
but how quick did you make that back up? How long did it take you to make up what you were making in your last job? You know,
well,
have you done that yet?
I never really did, because I don't want to show a taxable income that high. I leave most of the money in the business.
Right. But you've made up for your past salary, would you say?
Oh yeah. Once I had to make it through that first chance, so I quit in March, April timeframe, going into spring busy season, which summer, July slows down a little bit for us, and then falls through the roof. But January and February are always crunch time when it comes to money, because there ain't shit worth of events. So after I made it through that first January and February, which it got rough, I had to pull like $20,000 of my savings to make it through and keep the business running through that hurdle. But once we made it through it, this last year was, I mean, I don't know if you saw my post, but we've been growing at over 200% growth every single year.
Dude. And now, like during those lean months, which I'm with you too, like this was the leanest January, February I've ever had. So I had to pull from, the hibernation fund. We put money away in the bank.
But you'll recoup it. It's to come in. And, that's where I'm like, we just started April. We changed our depositing structure to try and help with that. So I'm now requiring 50% 6 months in advance and paid in full a month out.
Yeah.
So it used to be pay 50% a month out, pay in full 2 weeks. So I'm trying to spread those deposits out a little bit more to see if that helps with cash flow management throughout the year.
Bro, I did the same thing. I was only taking a $200 deposit when I would book. And I was like, that's not enough. I need it for like these lean ones, especially during booking season right now. So yeah, I take more now in the deposit, and that helps, cover these months. But yeah, man, like to start that, get that going, and then both lighting too, that's a separate business alone. Are you happy right now? Like, are you in a good place?
When you're constant, so I'm like on year 3 now of the gas pedal hasn't slowed down. The numbers just get bigger and bigger and more scary.
Yeah.
Because like I'm in the process talking to the bank about how to get a $500,000 loan secured, so that way we can front more inventory and get bigger. And to think that we're about to like ask them, we're gonna order like $250,000 worth of lighting at a time, multiple times a year, and bring that over and have to front that money is like and we're gonna
That's
be paying
scary.
monthly interest on that money.
Yeah.
But it's like funny money world. But like the numbers only get bigger, and that's the craziest thing for me is like, I used to be comfortable paying $100 for something. Now I'm comfortable paying $1,000 or something. Now I'm comfortable like, what's that cost? 10 grand? What can we get for 10 grand?
Yeah,
Okay, let's do it.
We could do that.
And now we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm like, it's just like my bank account don't match the business bank account. Like the business is just up here, and I'm like, I'm cool down here. Like,
and are you just trying to, and you're figuring it out as you go, a lot of this, right?
Yeah. It's constantly learning. One of the I can't remember who said this, but like, your company and everybody that works for you, employee wise, will only succumb to your level of incompetency. So wherever your knowledge base is, your people will never surpass it. So if you're not constantly learning, constantly trying to network, grow to conferences, and learn more and more and more, like that will be the death of your business. That'll be the death of like your career if you don't constantly learn. And that goes for just being a DJ. If you're not constantly trying to learn and improve and practice and get better, then you will succumb to your level of incompetency. Yeah. So if you're a mediocre DJ and you never try to get better, you will remain at your current status.
It's true. And so what have you learned as a boss then? Now you're a boss, you have employees, you've probably made some mistakes along the way, but you've had bad bosses, right? So what have you learned as a boss to like keep your staff happy and going?
Do fun stuff, treat people like friends, don't treat them like employees. And pay everyone a fair wage.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts with wage. Pay them a fair. You don't have to pay them more than the next guy. Just pay them a fair wage and then treat them like family and treat them well. And make sure you're always a step ahead of what they may need in life. Like we just added health insurance in October of last year for anybody that's full-time can get health insurance through the company now.
That's huge, dude. That's huge.
And that's because I need health insurance, and one of my employees needed it last year, and he couldn't afford it with his current salary. So I added it into the company, and then like 4 of our other guys will need health insurance in the next 2 years. So in the next year or two, I'm probably going to add 401k plans because that's the next thing that the people need to be able to keep moving forward in life.
And stay with you. They'll want to stay. You know what I mean? Like if you're taking care of them with those basic things that everybody needs. And now you're aware that I think that's a huge thing.
And if you run a company, I stole this from David Osborne. I was doing the same thing. I just like now there's structure to it. Have a 1% fund. So take 1% of all of your revenue and throw it in a fund that you use for company outings, going to dinner, going to the music park, having parties, whatever it might be. Yeah. We do a lot of dinners. We do like once a quarter, whole team. Let's go to a nice restaurant. We'll spend a couple $1,000s at the restaurant. Everybody gets drunk, has fun, eats great food. And, that's the things people live for. So,
yeah. And you're right. You have fun with them. They'll stick around. Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody, I want you guys to say thanks to Rick for hanging out with me. Thanks, bro. I mean, I'm just grateful you actually showed up. So we're just grateful he's here. And I would like to know before you go what the spit count was. How wet is your monitor after all this?
I think it's pretty clean tonight.
It's not too bad. We should have had a spit file going. It was like every time you guys saw like a drip go flying, we should have put something in the chat. Anything you want to plug? I know obviously if you guys know Rick, he's got a YouTube channel, so jump over there if you've never been on his shit before. I have you linked in the comments. Follow him on Instagram. Both Lighting USA. If you need some lights, I had them on during our show. One of them went out. What I got the
I would
tubes.
say the only thing to plug is what's to come this year, and that's going to be DJRickWebb.com with DJ Rick Webb coaching courses and stuff coming June, July timeframe. It's going to launch with a 12-week business boot camp where it's going to be live in person for 12 weeks. All the members, we're going to have 12 weeks of business education to basically school you on everything when it comes to your gross profit margins, how much you need to be charging at your events, how much you can afford to charge a DJ, how much it really costs you to pay back those 44s you just bought, and not how much they cost on paper. It really costs you a fuckload more. Like, what is your break-even point? Like, when I was doing the projectors and screens, they cost me, it was $25,000 to buy 2 projectors and 2 screens. And I know that I can pay those back if I'm charging $2,500 per screen, so $5,000 per event. I have to rent each one of those screens out 10 times with my profit margins to be able to make back all that money.
Yeah, that's good, dude. And you just showcased here while we were chatting during the stream what's going on and what you're doing and how the methods that you're doing are working because you're growing and you're making money. And so that sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Midwest DJ Live. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Dude, we're doing the lighting for every last ounce of that place. We're doing the main stage. We're doing the nightlife. We got a booth. We have, I think we're going to get it down to 2 pallets. Right now it's 3, but of lights that are all going up there, and it's got to be sold when we get there. So,
okay. Deals? Are there going to be some deals up there?
Absolutely.
All right. You guys heard it first here. Some deals on both lighting.
Might
be good stuff.
Last day might be a little of give me an offer and I might let you keep it because I don't want to ship it back.
I want to take that shit home. I get you, man. That's the nice thing about some of these conventions is the last day. Just hold out till Wednesday and you can hold Rick's balls under a fire.
Especially
and you'll
you
get
got some cash money.
You got some cash. You got some room.
You got some Benjamins laying there. Well, we can talk some money.
He'll take it. One more time, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Rick, for being on the show, bro. It was a lot of fun. Take care, man.
Absolutely. See you.
All right, see ya.